Welcome back again to the Conversational Hypnosis Academy live blog series. My name is Scott Jansen, and we have a very special treat for you today, and rather a long vlog here. We have compiled everything you need to know about smoking cessation sessions. So let's begin. Using your scope correctly as a hypnotist should reveal that having clients wanting to quit smoking will be the majority of our practice. And it seems that in the 21st century, it's becoming more commonplace to overcome issues and addiction with alternate therapy. So when society thinks of hypnosis, they generally think of stop smoking sessions. With this in mind, here is everything you need to know about smoking cessation, using hypnosis, and how to dramatically increase the success of your sessions. So when we look at the perfect stop smoking session and discuss the ideas that we can generate for your success, we also want to employ that these concepts work just as well for any other interactive therapy. Whether it's anxiety, it's weight loss, it's even overcoming fears. The exact steps and strategies that we give you throughout this series will help you with these also. These ideas listed below can outline the perfect integration for all clients seeking change in even other areas of life as well outside of hypnosis. Now we'll just use smoking as the frame for this submission so we have a basis to work from. Firstly, let's understand something about hypnosis and dealing with the unconscious mind. It is crucial that we realize every client is different. And this is for hypnosis in general or any other method or technique in regards to therapy and intervention work. We need to understand that all methods and all techniques will break down at some point, which is why we tend to reveal principles and ideas that you can add to your sessions rather than showing you the outline of an entire session. So with this in mind, when studying these ideas, keep this in the back of your mind when looking at how to intrude these into your sessions and the way you interact hypnotically. So let's begin. Your client has arrived for their stop smoking session. So what do we do from here? The first point is something we call the setup or the priming sequence. Use the start of this session or any other to warm up the unconscious mind. Once the paperwork is done, the intake form is completed and it's now your time to shine. The idea of priming a client is setting up the unconscious mind for success. Just like a bodybuilder warms up their muscles before a workout, we can do the same here. So what would a prime be? How is it done? And how does it all come together? Thinking of it in terms of what would my client's unconscious mind and my client's conscious mind need to know about the session before it occurs. This is known historically as the pre-talk, but we're going to use this pre-talk and discuss how the session will come together. The points you make here in the discussion set the mood of the session and begin to start gathering of resources unconsciously for your client. So we need to discuss the session as something like successful, easy, safe, enjoyable, congruent, exciting, adventurous, simple, relaxing, learning new things, a breakthrough, being looked after, etc. Use positivity to prime the trance they will go into, so when they enter the trance, the unconscious mind has set up the trance according to the priming discussion you've just had. The next point is exploring the problem. We call this the hypnotic interview. Use the concept, after priming of course, to explore the unconscious payoff or motivation as the why your client wants to quit in the first place, as an example. By finding out the ideas of and details of the what, why, when, how, where framing questions, you gain an insight into your client's unconscious mind. Knowing why a client wants to quit will give you motivation. Knowing when a client smokes may reveal the triggers that are present so you know to test them out later. Knowing what your client has tried to quit will let you know what they have tried, so you do not suggest these as an option later on. And even when a client may do instead when they have quit, it can associate to an end result of the session and give you something to work towards, so having that end goal is important. The hypnotic interview is to explore the mindset and find hidden clues as to why a client either cannot quit, their mindset, their moods, their triggers all around smoking. Without doing this, we miss out on all the real reasons for why a client is smoking in the first place. And it's the real reason as to why they wish to quit. And this is all at an unconscious level. If we as hypnotists conduct a smoking session with nothing else to go on other than a client wanting to give up, we can leave too much up to chance and rely solely on assumption and guesses. The next point is called loosening the mind. And this is part of the hypnotic interview. Not only does the interview give us insights into the problem, but it loosens up the mind and cancels out meaningless information that has stuck the client down when they've tried to quit in the past. So by finding gaps in logic, finding the assumptions and the mindset incongruities, we can cancel out blocks and resistance that may come up during the interaction. The next point is choosing your therapy. As stated, there is no one way to do things, and I'll repeat that. There is no one way to do things. As a hypnotist, we are taught to tell stories, to use confusion, to use implication, techniques, and a variety of other therapy intervention styles. So the best offense here is to master as many styles of therapy as you can, then appropriately choose your style according to your client's needs. This is the basics of the utilization principle. To construct your therapy using the very clues and hints your client has given you along the way, usually during the hypnotic interview. The next point is understanding the unconscious payoff. Every issue a client has an unconscious payoff, meaning the unconscious mind is fixed on keeping this said issue if it gets something from it. So as a hypnotist, we must find the payoff and obviously offer something else in place during the hypnotic interview. The unconscious mind gets relaxation from smoking. We need to draw the unconscious attention to the possibilities of all other ways to relax that don't involve smoking. This is the construct of therapy, to offer suggestions of payoff that the unconscious mind can utilize without the need for smoking. The next point is testing. If you recall the hypnotic interview, we'll ask our client when they smoke. It's to give us scenarios and events that make our client smoke in the first place, as an example. By knowing these, we can test them out with the new payoff, and include the old triggers to see if the new payoff has cemented in, and to see if the urge for smoking still exists with the new option for payoff. So if a client gets relaxation from smoking, and we offer other ways they can relax, and they feel that they're more congruent with what they want to do without the smoking, you get a client that quits. The next point is time for change, and this is super important. A lot of hypnotists overlook this. If you have seen a client in a therapeutic context, you will know that sometimes the change is immediate, meaning they quit then and there, and that's fantastic. Other times it can take hours or even days. By informing your client to this phenomena, and this is called emerging phenomena, and that it needs time for change and new thinking to settle in, will assure your clients to leave your office with high expectation. The unconscious mind will take the time to teach the conscious mind what has just occurred. It's during this process time that the unconscious mind is connecting and sorting through all new positive resources it has found to put in the right connections. So be sure to explain this to your clients as they leave. Give them that time for the new meaning and the new understanding, the new reality to settle in before they make their decisions further. Then the last one is your client's reality. As your client leaves your office, they'll need to realize that life is waiting for them, meaning that although they have changed from the inside, life will still be there to throw things out of balance. That's just what life does. Your client needs to adapt to their surroundings, their friends, their careers, and all their new thoughts, and this can take time. And remember, it could have been these things that triggered your client to smoke in the first place. So forewarn your client that they're not bulletproof and they do not need to throw themselves in the deep end and testing their results. This is why we inform our client of the lapse of time for a result. So there you have it. Everything you need to know about smoking cessation and how to properly conduct a complete hypnosis interaction. Remember, this is a guideline and it's only that. Use the guideline in any interaction and fit it perfectly to your style and function as a professional hypnotist and therapist. Hope you enjoyed. That's all for now. We will see you on the next one.